3, 2, 1. Big up yourself! It's Island Project. We're back in the building.
We're here at Break Free
/
Strawberry Jam.
Worldwide.
Groundbreaking event in Limassol.
Yes, sir. Man is eating his banana.
Worldwide.
Quickly checking back.
Got a man
Stay
Flava.
healthy, kids.
We are
Potassium.
with the one and only Flava, babies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Flava in the building. So,
Nice having me, guys. Thank
you're
you.
the first guest, pretty much, that we wanted to bring on for a lot of reasons. And one of the main reasons is because when we hear break in Cyprus, we think Flava.
Yeah.
We think Basic Crew, we
Basic
think
Crew.
Godfathers, we think something very, very different, and it all started and originated from somewhere. And Flava, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey, man, I'm dancing 15 years, since 2007.
Yeah.
I love it. I love my crew. I just do it because it's liberating, you know? And you feel free, you feel yourself, you enjoy. If hip-hop is your music, you need nothing else.
So you think it goes hand in hand with hip-hop, yeah?
100%, man. Like breaking is like the first dance of hip-hop. Together, like if you get the 4 elements of hip-hop, graffiti, DJ, MC, and b-boying, breaking.
That's it. This is some old school shit. And
This
that
is
was
like 40, 50 years old now, breaking, man.
Since 1973,
Wow.
where it just happened. Like the first hip-hop party was at Kool Herc's backyard, you know, DJ Kool Herc.
Sedgwick Avenue.
Yes, sir.
man's busting that information like we don't
Yes,
know.
sir.
But yeah, first thing I want to say is, what kind of made you get into breaking? Like, what was the first thing that like you saw maybe, or something motivated you? Is it something that you've seen on TV? Maybe something you've seen live? Like, what made you think, fuck me, man, I want to try that shit?
See like one of your friends do some moves.
Man, like we used to be like in 3rd grade of Lyceum, like 14 years old. And my brother Sharky, my brother from another mother.
Yeah, we know about Sharky. We know about Sharky. We're
he-
gonna bring
he-
Sharky on the show.
he came to school, you know, and he was doing a move called backspin.
Yeah.
Where his pops showed him, man.
The old man.
He used to be like one of the first and very few dancers in Cyprus. They were used to doing popping, and they used to call it disco back in the day. And he showed him this move called backspin. And when he came to school, he showed us, and you know, we kicked it from there. That's it.
Just passed down from the generation to the younger generation.
And the rest is history.
And then you
Yes,
still do
sir.
it. How
And
long
you guys are passing it on now, paying it
man,
forward.
for sure.
100%.
It's kind of crazy to actually think about what's going on behind us right now.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Strawberry Jams and Chris and Deep Rank for being able to organize something like this in order to bring, you know, this kind of vibe, this element where people kind of feel comfortable and feel to be like themselves without being judged. Because let's be honest, in this kind of industry back in the day in Cyprus, we are very narrow-minded. I mean,
Yep.
like if you
Yeah.
see someone walking around with a do-rag, little baggy top and shit, like that was frowned upon, man.
Yeah.
Now, did
Yeah,
you
they
get-
used to call us the guys that sweep the floor, man.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But
But now they enjoy.
that's what I'm saying, man.
They want to watch it now.
So what do you think changed in like the mentality of the people in order to before take the piss out of something but now actually enjoy it? Do you think that's education? Do you think that's you lot sticking to your guns and not giving a shit about what other people saying and now kind of moving into the industry where you are right now? So what do you think has changed? Because, you know,
People have traveled as well. You know, they've seen
Man,
other
I
cultures.
think everything plays their role. Even education through the video clips that now hip hop become a more commercial genre of music, and
Yeah.
people are listening to it more. There are more artists. Also, people sticking to their guns since back in the day when they did it, and they kept doing it. And you know, if you keep doing something, the people around you gonna go like, man, this guy's still there, still at it.
They're going to appreciate
They're getting
it.
better. They're
Yeah.
getting better. They wow, all right. They reach a point where you go like, oh, wow, these guys are like into it, and then you get people's respect, and also more people get aware of it. Like, as long as people are more aware and they start to get familiar with it
and
they accept
appreciate it. I mean, like, again, that's just dedication for you sticking to something for so long, even though you've had like this negative backlash and all that kind of, you're sticking to your guns, you know what I mean? But you put your blood, sweat and tears in this. I heard from a little birdie, you got about 3 pins on your shoulder and your knees fucked up and you still pop in, lock in, breaking.
I'm
15
breaking.
years later.
I'm breaking. I ain't locking and popping, but I'm breaking. And you know, man, it is what it is. Breaking is like a tough dance. It's a dance sport. Let's say it has an athletic nature, but it's first a dance. But man, we're b-boys, and no matter the injuries, if you wanna keep dancing, you will find a way. You will rehab and come back. Maybe you skip some moves, maybe not. Maybe you come back fully recovered. But who gives?
You treat your body
don't
correctly.
care, man.
You know, now
Of
that you're
course.
older, you may not be as flexible when you were 15, let's say. So you're
Man,
doing your yoga, your stretching.
You can't be like that, but you gotta be 100% more consistent than when you were like 20 years old, because your body's not so fresh. Your joints have a little wear and tear from training, from competing, from dancing so many hours. So you gotta take care of your body. Eat well, sleep, train, exercise, strengthen, stretch.
And how often do you train a week, man? Like 4 or 5 times a week?
3 to 4 times now. Back we used to train like 5 to 6 times, but now everybody has another job. Life gets complicated.
How do you find time for that? Like, how do you find time for what you do and have a job and everything else and the wife and kids at home? Like, I don't know. It takes me about fucking 3 weeks to meet up with one of my mates.
Man,
you got like book it in as well.
You know what I mean? In the calendar.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no, vaftisha.
Oh my God.
Make sure you get the fucking Louis on the way.
For sure.
My brother, I got a woman. I ain't got a kid yet.
Respect.
But
take your time.
You know what they say? When you love something, you're gonna find a way to keep on doing it. That's the reason we ain't like so consistent almost every day. But that doesn't matter. If
Bro,
you,
4
if you
to
go
5, 3 to 4 times a week is a lot, man. That's consistent.
But even if you go
how many
twice,
hours is that? How many hours is that when you do go training?
2 hours, maybe 2 to
that's
3
wicked.
hours sometimes.
I think for you it might be like a social thing as well to keep that kind of that flame alive.
100%. This is a social dance. This is how it started.
Meet with your
You
friends.
Yeah, man.
In New York, guys, this used to be a social dance, and people were dancing with each other in ciphers, in circles, what we call cipher in hip hop. And this is a hip hop dance. Hip hop dance is a social dance, but it's also a battle dance where the people used to
Compete.
battle through dancing in order not to fight in real life, and
Yeah.
That's another way
Take
of
it out on the
dealing
dance
with
floor.
No shit, man. At the end of the day, like anything that you could put energy towards and get something better in the outcome, like we're all for that. But I was just chatting with Mike before, and everyone's like coming up to you, like giving you spars, yo, Flava, what up? Like, how do you feel? Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
How do you feel like when like the younger generation comes up to you? Do you got a proud feeling? Do you feel like you've done something good? Do you feel like you have to kind of keep that motivation and kind of give them that push that they need, or is it just do you know what I mean? Like, it's a nice thing when someone comes up to you like, yo, what up, man? Flava, like, I've been watching you since I was a kid, doing your moves and shit. Thanks for keeping this shit alive. Like, what does that do to you?
Beautiful community, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, sometimes it shocks me because I used to be the kid that looked up to people,
Yes.
and we kept going abroad in the UK. When we went to study, we travel, we do that, and it just makes my soul happy,
Yeah, man.
when somebody comes to me
No doubt,
and
man.
tells me
Love it.
something like that.
If you're doing something that you love and people appreciate it, then like all the love and hours and effort you put, like it just makes it like
And
a
it
bit
feels
more-
better that you're
does,
doing
man.
it. Yeah.
It feels more sweet.
Man, it feels like how it's supposed to feel, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
if you look behind us right now, do you think this would have been capable like 10, 15 years ago, like when you started?
No way. No
No
way.
way.
The education and the culture was not there. And a big part played that a lot of the basic crew, we went abroad to study. Right. And while studying, we were traveling a lot and going to jams abroad where the culture and the breaking scene was much more evolved than in Cyprus. And we got to see the real thing, like how they did it. We got to meet people that were from USA, like the innovators and stuff like that. So we started learning. And when
And you brought back your knowledge to
we
the
came
island.
back, we started implementing.
Yeah.
Chris and Deeprang and all these guys were doing all these amazing things with Strawberry Jam and the jams. And the other guys from Larnaca and other crew, Los Souls, they're doing their thing. We try to keep it alive, man. Cyprus.
Shout out. So like obviously when I hear Basic Crew, we've heard a lot about Basic Crew in other past podcasts as well. Obviously Deeprang mentioned them in Cultura as well. So like what is Basic Crew? Like how did that originate? And you just mentioned Lost Souls as well, yeah?
My brother. Basic Crew, we were like, most of the members of Basic Crew were pre-Godfather members, Godfather's crew, where we used to be Godfathers.
So you were like the youngers of Godfather crew. You were the young guys of that crew.
We came after.
Okay.
We came
Did they teach you guys a lot of what you're doing today?
A lot of the Godfathers teach us.
Yeah.
And Lucas, and even Drain, which is in basic crew, used to teach us. Elias, Unique, Carolos, and a lot of the guys, you know.
I love it, the names. Just shouting out names, man.
Yeah. Yes, bro. And we kept doing it, man.
Yeah.
For sure, man. For
Awesome,
sure.
man.
So did you kind of meet up with Lost Souls? Did you collaborate? Did you kind of bring that love and that merge together? Or was there beef ever in between like groups?
There was beef, and a lot of beef for quite, a long time, because the nature of breaking is a little bit aggressive.
Okay.
But that's how it originated from. I explained to you, because it's in the form of battles, because this dance originated from the Bronx, from the ghetto. So people battled each other in order not to fight. So I kind of understand why people, when they battle, they kind of build this beef in order to have something like that. But as we grow older, almost every one of us is almost 30 years old now. You understand?
You just want to perform.
You don't want to go at the other. You want to go with the other and have fun and enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's all about it.
Kind of start off where you left off, innit?
Yeah, man.
So I want to talk a little bit about social media, because obviously social media has played such a big role on the education and the culture and like what breaking has become. So how can people follow you? What's your Instagram? Shout us out.
Man, my Instagram is the Flavagram.
The Flavagram. Everyone follow the Flavagram.
I'm gonna put that on the bottom of the video.
So what kind of things do you post like in your gram, man? Is it educational? Do you show people how to do moves? Do you teach the younger generation? What's it about?
I don't post too much stuff, but when I post, it's something that moves me, and I'll do it to motivate somebody who might be feeling like me.
Okay.
And to keep going in their everyday life, keep going at it, keep growing.
So this is kind of your sense of like release as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Just mad stress
everyday
relief
life
and just taking it all out on the dance.
Everyday life.
Yes, sir.
Madness, man. I can't believe like where we're actually sitting right now in the outdoors in Limassol, like so proud of what
shit's
Frank
popping
Chris,
off in the background. I love it, man.
Break it down. Shout out Strawberry Jams. Shout out Flavor. Thanks for being on a little show.
Yeah, man.
Little 10-minute interview with the one and only.
Yeah, man.
Respect, man. Big up
Can't wait
yourself.
to see you on the floor, man.
Shout out to the Island Project, man.
Big up
Freshest
yourself.
podcast out there.
Thank you
Gotta
so
check
much.
it.
Now we're doing what we do. We're doing this obviously to get information out there and to show what's happening in Cyprus. You know what I mean, there should be so many more people behind me. Hopefully, this will kind of promote what's going on in
Use
Cyprus.
our platform to support the youth, the
Of
young
course.
people, creating, doing their thing, man. Just using whatever they can to do what they love and get the message out there. And this is what we're trying to do here, man.
That's it, man. Getting the message, getting the love out there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
This has been Island Project first interview of the day. Shout out Flavor. Keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait to see you on the fucking dance floor. Don't care about the pins. I want to see some shit.
Respect, boys. Thank you.
IG, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, back on the show, Island Project. The second person we want to talk to today is the one and only Malvina. Introduce yourself.
Hi, guys.
You shy?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. It's actually the first lady, first
Yep, it
female
is indeed.
that we are having on the show. You should be
Thanks for
proud.
having me.
Nah, it's all
No,
good.
you should be proud, actually.
That's the vibe that we want to hear. So cool. So like, εσύ πώς άκουσες για το event που γίνηκε σήμερα? Είναι στο social media, άκουσες από φίλους,
Actually, with the Emily Gotsoni.
with την Emily Godson.
Με το Sharky.
And with Sharky. Sharky is one of the break boys here, right?
Yeah.
One of the OGs.
Sharky, the OG part of Basic Crew, and that's Emily's boyfriend.
Amazing. So we're definitely going to get him on the show and have a little shout out as well. Malvina, πες μας λίγο για τον αυτό σου, τι κάνεις, ας πούμε, στον vibe, αρέσκει σου το hip hop, ή ήρθες για μένα απλά από στηρίξεις για φίλους, αρέσκει σου το event, το breaking.
Okay. Actually, αρέσκει με η κουλτούρα του hip hop, τα ρούχα του hip hop.
Έλα
Δεν
όμως.
ξέρω να σου πω πολλά για hip hop, αλλά αρέσκει με το sound vibe. Εννοείται ότι είναι πολύ καλό να κάνεις support οτιδήποτε διαφορετικό και οτιδήποτε είναι basic στην Κύπρο. Γιατί όλοι ακολουθούν τον basic. Και δεν θα δεις πολλούς να βγαίνουν έξω από το comfort zone τους ή πάουν όλοι με το νερό.
Ακριβώς.
Είναι καλό να κάνεις support οτιδήποτε διαφορετικό.
Και ειδικά κάτι που είναι local. Κάτι κυπριακό. Ναι.
Talk about local, like you're kind of a little bit of like a micro influencer, if I'm allowed to say that on your social media. You got about like 11,000 followers, which is really, really fucking cool. especially for like Cyprus and where you are. So, εσύ χρησιμοποιάς το social media σου για να κάνεις promote έτσι πράγματα, νομίζω ότι βοηθά με το following που έχεις.
Εννοείται ότι βοηθά γιατί προμοτάρεις πολλά πράγματα, οτιδήποτε. Εγώ προμοτάρω τη δουλειά μου, το στυλ μου, το χαρακτήρα μου, την προσωπική μου ζωή και γενικά μπορείς να δείξεις πάρα πολλά θέματα μέσα από τούτο.
Definitely. Νομίζω ότι βοηθά το Instagram και το social media για να ανοίξει λίγο ο εγκέφαλος ας πούμε, του κανονικού άνθρωπου να καταλάβει κάτι διαφορετικό, να δει κάτι διαφορετικό, να το κάνει accept ας πούμε.
Ναι, και να το χρησιμοποιούμε σωστά.
Ναι, αν το χρησιμοποιάς σωστά, actually. Ναι.
Definitely. So, τώρα τα post σου έχεις λίγο hip-hop vibe με τα ρούχα. So it's nice that you're at an event which kind of doesn't only celebrate the dance and the music but also the culture, the clothing, the way you feel comfortable.
I mean, you've come with an oversized hockey t-shirt.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
That's sick.
I mean, that's the kind of hip-hop culture it is.
Of course.
You wouldn't really wear a jersey unless you kind of feel free to express yourself and that is a hip-hop culture. So, χωρίς να ξέρεις καν, κάνεις και represent και με που είσαι. Σου αρέσει και το πράγμα πολλά. Subconsciously.
Subconsciously you live it.
I was like, I might not wear stuff like this every day, but when I come to an event and I feel more free without getting judged, εγώ μπορώ να φορήσω κάτι διαφορετικό να πούμε που θα φορούσα κάπου αλλού, διότι νιώθω comfortable και accepted σε έτσι environment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's for damn sure.
Εντάξει, εγώ να το φορούσα και αύριο το πρωί.
Yeah, but that's your style. I can't pull off your style on a regular basis. For sure. So do you think like these kind of events need to happen more? Would you like an event to happen with like what you deal with like fashion and stuff? Do we see more things about fashion in Cyprus? These kind of underground events, or is it more big? Alright, switching it up στα ελληνικά. So το vibe που έχουμε να πούμε πίσω μας είναι πολλά διαφορετικό. Το vibe το δικό σου, ας πούμε για fashion. So like εσύ με τι ασχολείσαι?
Okay, εγώ είμαι make-up artist.
Okay.
Αλλά έχω μια αγάπη για το fashion. Γενικά το στυλ μου αντιπροσωπεύω κάτι δικό μου.
Okay.
Θα με δείξει να πεις, okay, εμπόχω, είναι κάτι δικό μου. Δεν μπορώ να σου πω τι είναι το δικό μου, είναι δικό μου.
Okay.
Πέρα από τούτο, γενικά θα ήταν τέλειο ιδανικά να γίνεται τούτο πολλά παραπάνω. Festivals, hip-hop events.
Οτιδήποτε που δεν είναι commercial βασικά.
Ναι.
Make-up events, έχει?
Πιστεύει.
Άρκεψε.
Είναι κάτι που something that can happen. Why not, ας πούμε.
Σκέφτου warehouse και αμέσως στην παλιά Λεμεζόν να κάνει ένα event. Σκέφτου πόσες γυναίκες λατρεύουν το make-up, πόσο τους κάνουν να νιώθει καλύτερα και κάνουν express τον εαυτό τους. Τον τρόπο μου θέλουν να κάνουν express.
Και για νεαρές που μπορεί να σε δουν, ας πούμε, και να πούν okay, I want to become a make-up artist.
Σίγουρα, αλλά πρέπει να συνδυάζεται και με κάτι άλλο. Δηλαδή ένα festival μαζί με το, μόνο του.
Νομίζεις μόνο του, ας πούμε, να δουλέψει. Όχι.
This is Cyprus.
Ακριβώς, this is Cyprus. Ενώ σου, αλλά από πίσω μας κανονικά πρέπει πάρα πολλά πιο πολύ κόσμο.
Δεν που γίνεται πίσω μας. This is Cyprus. Ενώ πριν 10 χρόνια θα βλέπεις το πράγμα.
By far. So, ας πούμε, σαν κάποιος που είσαι involved με το πράγμα, I would like to see something like that.
You have an influence on these people.
Yeah, you do.
Use it.
Όχι, εννοείται, ας πούμε, έχει πάρα, ας πούμε, εγώ θα δω κάτι στο Instagram, να το ακολουθήσω διότι αρέσκει και θέλω να δω παραπάνω. Βάλεις tutorials και έτσι πράγματα για τα make-up.
Ναι, actually κάνω το. Βάλω τις πελάτησες μου, τα δικά μου make-up που κάνω πάνω μου, που τα αντιπροσωπεύω βασικά. Γιατί τα make-up μου αρέσκει να κάνω, θα τα κάνω οποιαδήποτε.
Εννοείται. Κάνεις promote και που σου αρέσκει εσένα. Και που πραγματικά φαίνεται καλύτερο πάνω σου.
Έπαιζε η κάμερα.
Α, πέλα μου. Έγινε στισμός στα μέρα παιδιά. Μπόμπα.
He was a big fan. He was showing us our Spotify page.
But yeah, for sure. Εγώ νομίζω ένα make-up festival μπορεί να είναι πολλά cool concept. Να σκεφτείς, να κάνεις μια approach, ας πούμε, τα που σε βοηθούν εσένα, τους σπονσάρους σε, να κάνεις κάτι διαφορετικό. Τα tutorials που κάνεις, κάνεις feedback, ας πούμε.
Κάνω feedback που τα stories που βάλω.
Ναι. Νιώθεις καλά, ας πούμε, που βοηθάς τον κόσμο να κάνει κάτι διαφορετικό ή να το βοηθήσεις που κάτι που κάνει.
Δείχνω το διαφορετικό, να τους βοηθώ ακόμα καλύτερα.
Και γίνονται inspired που σένα.
Ναι. Από τους εγώ που άλλους.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
Always helping the next man.
Yeah.
Shouting out someone else, not just about yourself.
And you know what I like is that something like this can inspire people from other industries.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a makeup artist here coming to look at an event that has nothing to do with her, like, kind of culture, but she's still enjoying it because she wants more of this kind of stuff happening in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing.
That's the power of it, man.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And like, if you do have, you know, a big following to be able to promote these kind of things and give a little story and a shout out, does nothing for you but does everything for everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I really appreciate that. I like people who have a big following because για μένα είναι responsibility. Ενώ σου έχει αρκετά άτομα που θωρούν τα stories σου και they take their time out of their day για να σε ακούσουν εσένα. So, ας πούμε, αν είσαι σε events που θέλεις παραπάνω κόσμο να δει ότι υπάρχουν τα πράγματα στην Κύπρο, it's your responsibility να κάνεις την αλλαγή για μας.
Αν είμαι εγώ η αλλαγή, μπράβο.
Γιατί,
You can be.
Yeah, of course, man. You can be where you want to be.
Too.
Yeah, respect, man. Look at you. Back and forth, throwing love on the ping pong table. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Malvina. Make sure you follow. What's your Instagram?
malvinakyriakou.
malvinakyriakou. Make sure you add her for like makeup tutorials. She's got the craziest fashion. Doing a little micro influence in Limassol right now. Shout out, thank you so much for being on the Island Project.
Thank you.
First lady on the show. Big up yourself, Malvina.
Thank you.
Oh, big up yourself. The one and only Island Project coming in with the third episode of the day, third interview.
And we've got Mr. Pavlos over here.
Mr. Pavlo, introduce yourself. I want you to speak really close to the microphone.
All right. How's that?
That's perfect.
That's perfect, man.
We've got a fellow podcast enthusiast.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to see big things on this geezer right now.
And Mr. Pavlos has been commenting a lot on our episodes lately.
He has, for sure.
He's a big fan. He loves it.
Yeah, I'm a big
We
fan.
appreciate
It's
you,
a
man.
pleasure to be here. Honestly, I love what you guys are doing. Thank you, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really love what you guys are doing. You know, everything about it. You guys are bringing influential people. Hey, we have a new guest.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, hit us up. So,
All right. So yeah, I'm Pavlo. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too, man.
It's a
Big up
pleasure to
yourself.
be here. I mean, I watch you guys. I've seen every episode. I love it. Every bit of information I've been taking in. It's a good laugh. I was just telling Mike before, like, I'm surprised we haven't met.
Yeah.
We haven't chilled. We haven't had a beer together in the past, you know? It's just, yeah.
We're just one DM away, man.
Yeah.
Like, the reason that we've done Island Project, like we said 100 times, is to give a bit of motivation, to get people knowing that there's different things going on and that we've all been through the struggles and there's a way out, man. Every single episode that we've done has been about motivating yourself, doing something different, taking the next step. So tell us a little bit about what your dreams and aspirations are, man. Like, you telling us that you watch every single one of our podcasts, you don't know what that does to me, Mike.
Yeah, that's amazing feeling.
I get a little tingly
That's-
feeling.
yeah. We wouldn't even like dream of that
No
6 months
chance,
ago.
bro. This just
Honestly.
happened like a little, oh yeah, we're going to do a little
Yeah.
podcast, just chatting about it. Boom, 6-7 episodes later, we're here on a live stage, breakdancing behind us, chatting to my man who's watching our show.
We have,
Shit, man.
Respect, man.
It's pleasure's all mine, man.
So tell us a little bit like what you want to do.
All right, so I'm Pavlo. My first love is martial arts. I love martial arts in and out. I watch the sport. I practice. I train. The fact that you guys had Savas on the first episode is
Yeah.
insane.
Savas
I was
absolute
losing my
beast.
mind. You know,
Absolutely.
you know, mad respect for him.
Sava, I love that kid so much.
Savas, can't wait to watch you knock Rotang out.
Let's
bro.
go, baby!
Done now.
Sound in the building!
Yes, man.
Don't want to know about that.
But yeah, man, about me, you know, I'm looking to make my own podcast, and the fact that you guys started this off in Cyprus is so inspiring. You guys,
Thank you, man.
You guys, you don't realize it, but you guys are the pioneers of podcasts in Cyprus. I don't know if you guys realize it or
That's
not.
crazy, Nana.
There's a lot of podcasts.
There's Netcast
Well,
Zone.
you're the first podcast in Cyprus that I watched and I really like. So
Appreciate that, man.
I
You know
think-
what? We're bringing our own flavour to it.
It is.
I think that's what it is.
I mean, we've got to
Yeah.
shout out all the other podcasts as well that are
Definitely,
doing
man.
stuff in Cyprus, like Netcast Zone. Who else you got? The boys,
Zulu Cast.
Zulu Cast.
Yeah, there's
brilliant, man. I got to check
Everyone,
them out. I
all
got to
of
check
them.
them out.
But you know what? I think
Yeah.
we are the only podcast in Cyprus that's kind of doing it with the English
Yeah.
kind of language
And,
as well.
You know, where the feeling I think when you get from Island Project as well, that when you're listening to it, you feel like you're in the room chilling
Yeah.
with us, and I think
Yeah.
that's what people appreciate as well. A
For
lot of people
sure,
have told
Absolutely.
said that to me. You know,
Most
in
of
the
our
past few
guests,
weeks.
we've never actually sat down with them before. Like,
Yeah.
he's never met Sava. I was lucky enough to like call him my brother. He's cut his hair.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Real, we've seen him perform live. But
Yeah.
again, it was a one-to-one. We've had like obviously
Marino,
D-Prank, like all the
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
We've never actually had that conversation with them, and it's just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like-
And it's 2 hours. You really get to know people.
Yeah, yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
So the podcast that you want to start, is it about martial arts?
All right, so it's going to be about a few things. It's going to be about martial arts, philosophy. I'm also a bit into neurobiology. So that episode you had with the guy, I forget his name now.
Stefanos,
but-
Dr. Steph, shout out
yeah.
to Steph.
That was a brilliant episode.
Thank
I
you.
learned so
That
much.
was mad, didn't it?
Yeah,
The
that
fact
was a
that you
therapy
guys
session for us, man.
Yeah, the fact that you guys also left a bit of yourselves on the podcast, I could really relate. And when you guys were getting into the whole psychosis things and whatnot, I feel like I've gone through those kind of things, but more alone. I've never really gone and seeked help, so it was really fun, really good to like listen to it and actually like relate to what you guys were saying.
I think
Like-
we want to be as honest as possible. We opened up a lot about personal things that maybe some family members don't even know.
Yeah, I had siblings the next day be like, "Oh shit, Mike,
Yeah.
I didn't know this."
I had
You know?
my boy Spoon
Yeah.
God messaged me like, I never know you went through that shit. But like, that's the good thing though, because if we can create an environment where we do feel so comfortable in order to be open, we want to approach and connect with people that are listening in. Do you know what I mean? Just to really be honest, we're vulnerable. But
Yeah.
we know that everyone is.
Yeah.
So the fact that you could relate to us, that was
It
the
gives
whole.
a voice
That's it, man.
to the listeners, man, as well.
Definitely,
That's what we
guys,
wanted to do, right? We
definitely.
wanted to connect with people, and if it's just one person and we managed to connect, our job's done on Island Project, man. We're gonna keep doing what we're
There
doing.
you go, man.
Yeah.
And you guys are on it, bro. You guys are on it. And I'll tell you what, we need that in Cyprus. We really do, because for good or bad, our culture has been very closed up
Yes.
Yeah.
for different reasons. Even on the episode you guys had D-Prank on,
Yeah.
you guys were talking about how every hip-hop event, it was a beribeximon. It was like they give you a flyer with like full of miso de tires, and then you go and everyone's just drinking and there's fights and you don't know what to expect, but you come to every Strawberry Jam event and it's all just high vibes and everyone's happy and everyone's doing their thing. You've got people dancing. I love it, man.
You
And
got
that's-
people singing happy birthday to fucking D-Prank.
Prank.
Happy birthday, D-Prank.
Happy
Shout out
birthday,
your boy,
D-Prank.
man. Man like Dimitri. But for sure, so like, all I got to say to you is, just get it done. Don't wait too long. Go tomorrow, order the fucking podcast, order the rodcaster, order the microphones. If you need any help, we'll let you know whatever you need to get. We're here to help others. And once you get it done, that's it, man.
You won't look back, man.
You won't. You put the headphones on, you got a microphone, you feel like in a little studio.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Right
This is
now
amazing.
on
Such a
Island
good
Project,
setup.
definitely.
I was wondering how it was going to be actually, sitting here with the music, but it's really good. It's
You get into your own
perfect.
world. You're in your own world here.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
comfortable here with 100 people behind you that you don't even know, imagine when you got your own space in your own studio, your own sound quality.
Your whiskey.
It's gonna be wicked.
Yeah, it's
Calm the
insane,
nerves.
It's insane.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little
Absolutely.
spice herb.
Yeah. I mean, no comment. Let's leave that at that.
For sure. Legalize it.
A little bit of FK.
Nah, for sure. We got love for everyone, man. Thank you so much. And
you
it's been a
guys,
nice
man.
little interview just to get to know you. I feel like we need to get a little bit on and get to know each other on a more personal level.
Definitely,
We'll leave that shit later on. Like I said, when you get your podcast set up, would love to interview you about you getting your podcast set up.
That would be a pleasure. man.
Make sure you shout us out. What's your Instagram?
It is PavTMA, so that's PAVTMA. Doesn't have much on it yet. I just started getting into content creation and just started working on that thing. So, like you said,
TMA, yeah?
yeah, PAVTMA.
PAVTMA. Make sure you follow a man like Pav, changing the industry right now. He's doing what he loves, and we can't wait to see what you're doing.
Sweet, man. Can I do some shout-outs?
Yeah, of
Some
course,
shout-outs.
man.
I'm going to do 4 shout-outs because there's...
You're allowed 5.
I'm allowed 5. I'll do 4. You can do the extra one for me if you've got anyone on the side. So I just want to shout out 4 guys that are like brothers to me, and I just want to give them the love.
Yeah.
Yo, Steve, Novica, Ozzy, and Everto. You guys are brothers. I love you guys. I love you guys to the death. Just wanted to give a little shout out, give you guys some love. Yeah, man.
I love
family,
that.
man.
Yeah, man.
Everyone that we've had on so far is just spreading love to other people.
Yeah, man.
It's not all about you.
It's a
It's
beautiful
about everyone
community.
around you, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to
always.
do the last shout out to Mariah. Shout out to Mariah. Big up yourself in Anglian.
Well, shout out to my mum. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy
60th birthday.
Hey,
Shout out
nice.
to
Mumsy.
Mumsy, of course.
Hey,
Don't mention any
shout out
names.
Mumsy.
All right, ladies and
Nice.
gentlemen, this is Island Project. We'll see you on the next fucking person we're going to interview. Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the one and only, a.k.a. your local barber, a.k.a. Aspris, a.k.a. Christoforos in the building. Κύριε Χριστόφορε, πες μας λίγο για το event που κινήθηκε και πίσω μας.
Πελάμος φαζούα.
Πίλα το μικρόφωνο.
Πελάμος φαζούα.
Έτσι να σ' ακούμε.
Φέρτε το πιο κοντά, bro.
That's what she said.
Hello.
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 Πες μας λίγο για το event που κινήθηκε και πίσω μας.
Μπρο, πελάμος φάζει κάτι που λείπει πολλά από την Κύπρο.
Πραγματικά.
Ειδικά πριν τον κορονοϊό γίνονταν κάποια events. Αλλά καιρός είναι να ξεκινήσουν ξανά.
Definitely. Ας πούμε εσύ που ακούσες για το event. Τι άλλο ακούσες για το event.
Εγώ άκουσα. Τώρα από δεν άκουσα, σώθηκες.
Γενικά ασχολείσαι με τα hip-hop στην Κύπρο και άκουσες το, ας πούμε, κάνεις follow, Strawberry Jam, τον Prank, ή Chris. So, mainly που το Instagram το άκουσες.
Ναι, βασικά ήταν το Basic Crew.
Οκ. Είχαν το μελόν τώρα από τον Basic Crew, τον Flava.
Ναι.
Ακαθηγητής.
Ωραίος πολλά.
Τελεία είχαν πολλά ανθρώπου.
Ωραίος πολλά.
So, εσύ είσαι πιο πολλά του hip-hop, το ελληνικό vibe ή ακούσεις τα αγγλικά σου.
Όχι, ακούσεις τα αγγλικά.
Τι προτιμάς.
Πιο school, πιο old school.
Πιο old school vibe.
90s
Μπράβο,
hip-hop.
ναι.
The golden age. The golden age.
It's the golden age, but like on the new school vibe, I kind of feel that το ελληνικό είναι καλύτερο.
Yeah, man, ας πούμε
Που
τώρα...
το αμερικάνικο και αγγλικό τώρα, ας πούμε, εντάξει, taking out grime,
Yeah.
because we love our grime. I know you play grime in the barbershop. Και χρησιμοποιάς πολλά grime πας στα βίντεο σου, το στο Instagram.
Sensusi. Who is it? Yeah.
Αλλά ενώ σου το ελληνικό, το hip-hop, ας πούμε, που ακούμε στην κουλτούρα, με τσι φάσμα που κάνουν τα boys με ο Mike και ο Στάθη, τον το αρέσκει πάρα πολλά.
Ναι.
Μπρο, οι μητσοί μακάρι είναι καλά, επειδή είναι οι μόνοι που είχαν τα αρχίδια να το κάνουν. Ναι, να το κάνουν. Και πάει πάρα πολλά καλά. Βλέπουμε και εμείς live άρρωστα. So, σιγά σιγά νομίζω στα επόμενα χρόνια, επειδή τώρα βασικά αρκέψε το hip-hop τι ήταν βασικά, εμείς στην Κύπρο, όποιος ακούει hip-hop
Ήταν ο Ραπάς, ήταν ο Yo, ήταν...
Ναι, αλλά ήταν ο Αλήτης και καλά.
Ναι.
Είχαν τζιν το vibe, ενώ σου αν άκουε hip-hop, ο Ανδρέας, να πω έναν όνομα τυχαίο, δεν ήταν καλό παιδί.
Ναι. Έλε, και εμείς φορούσαμε τα μπάκι, φανέλες, jeans, εγώ παλιό παιδούντος.
Απλά εντάξει, πιστεύω τα επόμενα χρόνια αρκέψαν ήδη και το new generation και ακούει πολύ hip-hop.
Ναι.
So, σιγά σιγά νομίζω να αρκέψαν μπαίνει μες στη φάση
Και πιο ψαγμένοι τώρα οι Μίτσι,
ναι.
παρά οι πιο παλιοί.
Το knowledge της καινούριας generation ξέρουν πάρα πολλά για τα πράγματα, ρε φίλε.
Ναι.
Ενώ σου μπαίνουν μέσα μες στο history να ξέρουν άλλες ερωτήσεις και να έχουν την απάντηση. Αλλά ναι, ενώ εντάξει, ο hip-hop είναι ένα τεράστιο πράγμα, εμείς μεγαλώσαμε μες στο hip-hop. So, τώρα που θεωρούμε άλλους που μπαίνουν τώρα μες στην κουλτούρα, είμαστε accepting. Καταλάβες. Όχι σαν πριν που είσαι αλήτης, ακούεις μαλακίες, δεν μπορείς είσαι yo-yo. Ας πούμε εμείς που ήμασταν μέσα, τώρα που έρχονται μέσα οι ανθρώποι, μες στον culture.
We love it, man.
We love it, ρε πέρα. Welcoming, ας πούμε. Δεν να πούμε τίποτα, ας πούμε, παρά μόνο αγάπη για τους ανθρώπους που θέλουν να ακούσουν το vibe.
Μπράβο. Απλά εν τούτο, χωρίσαν το βάλαν το σε μια κατηγορία που δεν είναι η κατηγορία που πιστεύουν οι παραπάνω.
Νομίζω ότι το social media βοηθήσε πολλά, ας πούμε, με το culture να μεγαλώσει.
Βοήθησε, απλά εντάξει, κάπου παίζονται και φάσεις, ας πούμε, που χάνουν και λίγο το νόημα του. Ενώ έχει πολλούς που μιλούν για πράγματα που δεν πρέπει να μιλούν, για ναρκωτικά, μασέρκε, γίναν όλα μόδα το πράγμα.
Μπορεί να μην το ζουν, ας πούμε, και απλά λέουν το για να πιάνουν το cloud, ξέρεις, να πιάνουν τα views.
Ακριβώς. So, εντάξει, με τον καιρό καταλαβαίνεις ποια είναι η real. Και καταλάβεις και το λαλούν απλά για το λαλούν.
Εντάξει ρε, δηλαδή το social media μπορεί ο καθένας να εκφραστεί όπως θέλει, αλλά σαν που είπες ο real άνθρωπος να βγει τέλος της μέρας δεν είπε. So, εσύ να ακολουθείς αυτόν που νομίζεις ότι πραγματικά κάνουν την καλύτερη φάση για τον αυτόν του, την κουλτούρα του, για τον εγκέφαλο, για το mindset, για την τσέπη του, ενώ σου you gotta try and hustle, you know what I mean? So, εσύ με τι ασχολείσαι, κυρία Ασπρί?
Κοφκοτρίσαι.
Don't be humble, man. Man's a sick barber, you know.
He is.
I spent
I've seen you
a lot of time with him. I taught him a couple of things, not gonna lie. He's got the touch.
I've never had my hair cut by you. Αλλά επειδή με παρέας του butcher, έτσι έχω τον butcher, πέλε. Αλλά που να πάει καμιά φορά διακοπές, ξέρω, να έρθω εγώ εκεί.
Όποτε
I trust.
So, όταν γουρεύκες εσύ ακούεις hip-hop, είναι what's your favorite genre of music να ακούεις αν γουρεύκεις?
Ακούω τα πάντα, απλά εκείνο που μου ανήκει, που το κάνω και ξέρω ότι να με focus πας στη δουλειά μου
Και αν είναι όρεξη.
μπράβο, εν το
Το
hip-hop.
hip-hop, ναι.
Νιώθεις διαφορετικός άμα ακούεις hip-hop και κουρεύκεις, ή άμα δεν έχεις μουσική στο background. Κάνει διαφορά στο feeling της ώρας.
Εν το feeling, έχω παραπάνω
Energy, motivation.
motivation, εν άλλον το energy μου.
Άλλον το mood.
Ναι, άλλον το mood.
Ωραίος. Okay, man.
I love it, man. When I'm
That's
cutting
nice.
hair, when I cut hair
Yeah.
and I listen to like this fucking EDM shit all day, you get pissed off. Like, it's mellow. When you put your song on, you kind of give you that vibe and you want to do better. You want to
jam in.
perform. You're like fucking fading, jam, yeah. For sure, man. What's your Instagram?
Πάσο μου μιλάς ελληνικά, εμένα για να μιλάς μαλακίες.
What is your Instagram?
CA, your local barber.
CA Your Local Barber. Make sure you follow CA Your Local Barber. His trims are amazing. He's doing so well in the barbering industry. I'm really proud of this boy. I love this boy so much. Make sure you give him a shout out and a follow. Go get your trims from CA Your Local Barber, man. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που ήρθες στο show να σου μιλήσουμε λίγο. Αγαπώ σε πολλά, χτιμώ σε. Καλή τύχη σε ούλα που να κάνεις στο μέλλον. Να μαζί σου, bro.
Επίσης, μπρο μου. Και shoot out για το
Island Project.
Island Project.
Το
because-
Shabba Island Project. Ασπρί μου, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για το λίγο interview. Alright, we're starting again, ladies and gentlemen. I want to introduce the person to my right. Who are you, my friend?
My name is Emmanuel.
You got to speak right into the microphone. I need you
Yes.
right in there.
All right. So my name is Emmanuel. I go by Emmanuel Fox
Closer.
in the breaking world.
I'm gonna piss you off. That's it. We need to like be listening in the microphone. For sure. So who are you? Introduce yourself to the show.
So I break since 1999.
Yep.
I came to Cyprus because I'm from Greece.
Amazing.
So I came around 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
And I'm the oldest thing around when it comes to breaking.
The OG in the
OG.
building.
Yeah, too OG.
Nah. There's no such thing as too old.
You're
As
still
old as
breaking
you
though.
feel.
You're still breaking.
I train 2 times a week, mostly for my students and for the younger peeps to just, you know, he's still training in his 40s. So
Yeah.
that's mostly why I do it.
So now you're teaching the kids. You're at like an academy, or what's the story there?
I've been teaching for around 20 years now, and we have managed to go from local tournaments to win local tournaments until 2018, where my girl student Ivy, me and Flex, which is another OG from Nicosia, we managed to qualify for the 2018 Youth Olympics, and we conquered 6th place out of 14,000 participants.
Whoa.
So we have an Olympian B-girl, the first in Cyprus.
But I would amazing, man. Making moves.
That's massive.
It's crazy.
And now it's going to be in the Olympics breakdancing, right?
Yes, 2024, which I might be judging there actually.
Amazing.
I have, this
Who
year-
is this guy?
Yeah, I have a long story. So make a long story short, last year we had the first ever qualification exams for judges. That has never happened before in breaking.
Making history right here, man.
Yeah,
Making
man.
history.
And we have, right now, we have 3 judges in Cyprus. It's myself, Jay, the OG of hip hop in Cyprus, is right there actually
We'll
behind
bring him
us.
on, man. We'll bring him on.
That guy was there before it was even cool. And Nefeli is the latest addition. She just gave her exams for the first level. She passed.
So this is all for judging, yeah?
So this is official judging. I'm actually leaving next week to go to Norway to judge a competition. I was in Spain. I was in the World Championship in December in France. And I am one of the... Hopefully I'm going to be in the Olympics judging there officially.
So that's like a dream for you, right? So where this actual hip-hop genre breaking started to where it's actually right now, did you ever think like 13, 15, 20 years ago that you would be in the position where you are right now? Did you think that this could take you to where you're going?
The moment I started, I wanted to be on big stages.
Okay.
Okay.
Dream big
So-
from the beginning.
Straight up.
Straight.
I actually quit the family business in Greece.
What was it?
We had like a clothing shop in the
Okay.
middle of, like a place like Ayanapa, and we
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
shop right in the middle of it. And my family was like, okay, if you leave, you're done. So I was like,
It's a
okay.
one-way road. You never
Yeah.
come back.
And
So-
you found your new family.
Yeah,
and b-boying.
I came here as a soldier basically in the beginning, and I just wanted to dance. I didn't want to go around, what other things the soldiers, what the other things they do. And I was like, no, I want to train. Like if I don't train now, I'm gonna go down. I was young. I wanted to go
You're
hard.
eager. You were hungry, man.
Yeah, man. And we created the first group back in 2005 in Nicosia called Liquid Fire. We won the first 3 Battle of the Years in Cyprus. We went abroad, and we were the first crew to manage to go to 4th place in the Balkans. So we basically paved the way for the newest generation. Like, hey, we can do it. You can do it.
And they can see maybe the mistakes that you guys made or the difficulties you had, and it will be an easier journey for them, hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm still on their backs. Like, don't do this, do that. Push. We can do this.
Yeah.
If we went to the Olympics, if we went to abroad and managed to do a few things, I had students in world championships going semi-finals, almost to the finals. We can do it. You can do it. And that's my dream right now. I just train people. I'm on their backs. Like, come on, guys, let's push this. It's really important for me for this scene to bloom because I'm done basically competitive-wise.
Yeah.
I'm not even allowed to compete anymore now that I'm an official judge. No?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Like conflict of interest, I guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Because up until now, in breaking and hip-hop in general, everybody judges however they want to judge. But now we're getting trained and we're not allowed anymore. We cannot even talk to the competitors before the competition. And for example, in Spain, I was sitting in a chair for 11 hours. I couldn't talk to the person next to me. Only to the head judge so I can go to the toilet. We cannot even talk even between us, so we don't influence each other.
I mean, obviously today we're speaking to a lot of dancers, a lot of people that will be competing in these type of events. From a judge's point of view, like, what's the
Like, what do you judge it on?
The main points. What do you look at? I mean, obviously in basic terms, because I'm sure it goes very deep. But what's the
I'm gonna have to
basics?
with this question as well. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so we just said what is it the main thing that you would actually consider yourself at judging? Like, is it skill? Is it the move? Is it something that's never been done before? Like, how can you not be biased? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you look out for?
Very good. You said biased. How can you not be biased? You can't. We're human beings. There's always going to be bias. So all you can do is minimize that bias, which is super hard. So at least in training, they tell us about all the biases and they're like, don't do this, don't do that. It's like just pretty general things.
Yeah.
But you have to remember to do it, because if you're judging for 11 hours, you're human. You get tired. You are going to make mistakes.
Of course.
Like, come on. Like, people that say they don't make mistakes in judging, they're lying. Come
I
on.
think judges it's such a how can I put it? I think it's a very taboo thing though. That's how I see it, because at the end of the day, you have a hell of a lot of responsibility on you. I mean, you can literally change someone's life by your judgment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And a judge is being judged a lot more than the actual dancers sometimes.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm biased. Maybe for me, a head spin might be the coolest thing. So if I see someone doing a head spin, I'm going to give them big props and more votes, because obviously that's what I like. So that's when the anti-bias comes into play, right? So what do you think makes a good judge? Is it experience? Is it how many years you've been doing it? Is it understanding the culture, understand where it comes from? Is it the passion?
First things first, you need to be part of the culture. But that doesn't mean you can't judge it. Because if you have a good understanding, you can judge it. Like, we have people in the training course that are not even dancing. But if you look at their stats, because now, when we do these events, we are being recorded. What buttons do we press? When do we press them? How many times? So you have statistics, and you can see later who was biased, who was not biased.
So everything's monitored.
Everything.
Who looks into that? Who monitors that? Is there a society? Is there a bigger organization above what you do?
So basically, the organization of the Olympics is organized by the WDSF, the World Dance Federations, which they are not part of the culture.
Okay.
They're just an organization that does ballroom dancing.
Okay.
But because hip-hop is totally unorganized, they just took the chance and we'll do it. Thankfully, we have people from the culture in it. We have Storm from Germany, Renegade from the UK, big heads, and they designed the judging system and all that. So we have people inside that are part of the culture, and they organized it for them, let's say, in a way.
Do you think these guys eventually could create their own organization?
I was just about to say that.
Solely for breaking?
So basically, recently, I'm part of this small group. We're just 6 people from around the world. with Renegade and Storm, and we have started discussing every week now. Every Wednesday we have meetings and we discuss all these things. And in the last meetings we start talking. Okay, we need to have our own organization, because
For sure. This
we need
is your
to-
stuff.
Exactly, we need to organize our own events, because
I think people need to kind of step up and take responsibility and also take action. Because like in my industry, for example, like I'm a barber. In Cyprus, there's a hairdressing society. So that's not barbering. It's completely different. But they're like judging on the rules and on the ideas that you can get and everything else. And I'm kind of feeling you don't do what I do. You don't have the knowledge that I have, or the know-how, or the skill, and so forth. It is different. Yes, you are into ballroom dancing. Yes, it is a whole culture of dancing, but there's subcultures. And this is a very, very different subculture from any normal dancing that you might see. This ain't Dancing with the Stars. You get me? This is people putting their body limbs on the line. No, for sure, man. And they're like, you're telling me that you're in the process of judging and going into the Olympics, then again, it falls down on your responsibility to make that change, because there's people relying on you.
The future generations, you know?
yeah, exactly. So the problem is like, you know, in hip hop there's a lot of ego. We all know that. First element of hip hop is ego. That's how I call it, at least. So people are going to argue, oh, I'm going to be president. No, but we don't need people with good skills or the OGs. We need people that know the job. Can you do this job? Can you be, you know, filling forms and doing these things and going for the community? No, I don't care how many windmills you can do. You know, that's what it boils down. But
Is this a full-time job?
It will be. It will be a full-time job.
So then where do you get like paid? And I know like money killed art and all that, but at the end of the day, you need that in order to continue doing what you do, to fund your resources, to take you to the next step, to buy that ticket abroad. So like, how would you make your money from this? How would this be a full-time job for you?
People got to eat, and that's one struggle in this industry from what I've seen with my eyes, is that people do struggle financially. And you know, sometimes they may stop because they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, of course.
They may have the talent and the physically they can do it.
So who pays you?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it's going to be pro bono, like the National Dance Sports Federation of Cyprus. They do it pro bono. They're not paid. They have jobs and they do it on the side. So in the beginning, it's going to be like this.
So it's semi-pro. It's difficult to go professional.
It's hard. It's hard. So you're going to have to find funds or have your own job. So until we get to a point where we can get funds, where we can have stuff, you know, it's going to be pro bono. Somebody has to do it, or else it's not going to happen.
But do you feel like we're on the way?
Yeah,
Like progress is being made?
We've started discussing about it. Like last Wednesday, actually, we had the conversations. It's going to take a long time. We have to be created locally first, and then
Expand.
Expand.
I do believe that after the 2024 Olympic Games, this will blow out. You're looking at millions, if not billions, of people who will watch the Olympics. I mean, I love the Olympics. I'm not like it's always on the background.
Can you see my goosebumps?
Yeah, I can actually see his
So
that's passion, though,
Yeah.
and that's what we want to see from everyone. Do you know what I mean? But not everyone has what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And obviously, you being in the industry for so long has made you want to take it to the next level. And that next level is obviously, like Mike said before, paving the way and making it easier for people who had your struggles, not to make it that difficult, to just be able to express themselves in the way they want to express themselves.
Yeah.
So the reason I got goosebumps is when we were in Argentina for the Olympics, it was 700 people watching breaking, the biggest crowd in the rain. No one moved.
That must have been mad.
No one
bro.
moved. We were under, you know, we had a cover,
Yeah.
but everybody was in the rain. No one
That's
moved.
some Hollywood shit, man.
That's amazing.
Guys,
dude.
if you think
You see that shit in the movies.
2024 is going to go crazy, the world is
Can't
not
wait
ready.
to see that.
The world is not ready for this level.
I think right now, in this day and age, yeah, we have problems, we have this, we have that, but we are moving forward so much, and it has given an opportunity for so many people to do what they love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before, you'd never think you'd be able to make a living and take care of your wife and kids through breaking. You know what I mean? Or through podcasting, or through this, through that. We've opened up so many different genres, and that has excelled to doing something that you love.
Yeah.
I
To
mean,
break away from the norm, man.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
And for you to be able to continue doing what you do, like my Paul said to me, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
and obviously
very true.
you're doing what you love.
But you have to treat it like a job, though. You can't be late.
And be professional.
Be professional. That's another problem in the industry. People are not professional. I've seen judges shouting at kids, or you know, they don't know what to judge and stuff like that. No.
Shouting at kids.
Yes, that happened here recently, and you know. So we need professionalism. We need people that can do the job. If I do that, now that I'm licensed, I'm done.
Yeah, you're fucked.
I'm done.
Yeah, but then again, we go back on what I said before, that the responsibility falls on you. At the end of the day, for you knowing the struggle and being where you are right now there's a lot of responsibility on this geezer. I can't even believe who we're actually chatting to right now.
Yeah.
This is the good thing about these events. You get to meet people who are really going to make a change.
Yeah.
And, I'd love to sit down with you for a full maybe podcast, when you come back and you tell us your experiences about judging and stuff. Would love to hear from that, man.
Yeah, guys, sure.
So what's your Instagram? How can we find you? How can we follow you? How can we see what you're doing?
So you can find me on Emmanouel Fox on Instagram.
Emmanouel Fox.
Emmanouel Fox.
How do you spell that?
The double M, no O, N-U-E-L.
Okay,
Fox.
Emmanouel Fox.
Easy to find me.
So what kind of stuff do you post? Like, is it like you're judging? Do you kind of help the new generation?
So basically, I suck at social media. So what I mostly do is I post my training clips as a way to motivate kids, or I might post philosophical quotes and stuff. I just want to motivate people. I post about myself a few times.
Of course.
But my main goal right now is for the new generation.
Paying it forward.
Yeah. Bottom line, we're all a nobody. We're just there. So just wanna, if I can change one person, change their life. I had kids texting me 5 years later when they're studying. They're like, "Thank you for teaching me discipline." And look, Ken, goosebumps. That's what I live for.
Life changing, man.
I'm here. I brought 2 kids here today. I'm going back to Nicosia and I'm coming back tomorrow with another 2 kids. I feel so responsible for, because I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, I'm a friend, I'm a judge. The responsibility is huge.
For sure, man. And also, can you please give us the Instagram of the girl?
For the Olympics.
Yes, of course.
It's Big Girl Ivy, but I think she changed recently. She'll be here tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
You can have her on the podcast.
We can definitely
as well.
meet her, man.
Yeah,
Of course.
100%, man. Because
It's a huge achievement.
we're looking for people that are making a change. You know what I mean? We had like Michael Sava on the podcast as well. Like, he's an absolute legend. He's put Cyprus on the map. We want to bring people and get other people knowing that we're working hard out here, man. Even though we're a small island, we're a small community, we're a little bit narrow-minded. Let's be honest.
But there's a chunk of people on this island that are making the difference in their small way. They're making an impact, man.
Guys, I'm from.
We want to give these people a voice.
I'm from a village. Like when I left, I was in a village, in Crete. Doesn't matter, bro. Like you work hard. Saying that working hard will not get you as far.
You got to work smart as well.
Exactly, because people tell you if you're gonna work hard, it's gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen just because you work hard. Luck is part of it, but you need to put money from your pocket. Maybe you have to travel, meet the people.
Sacrifice.
Exactly. That's the most important one. Sacrifice. I sacrificed everything to be here. Family. I came here. I have no family. Very small circle of friends. So, and you have to work and keep evolving and don't be narrow-minded. Exactly.
No tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Now you got to look around you, look at your surroundings. Obviously, when you need to have the tunnel vision, you will, of course, by all means. But you got to open up your peripherals. You got to see what's happening around you and how you can actually merge and join that in order for yourself, but the people around you to move forward as well. And for you leaving your country on your own, it was a one-way ticket for you. Do you know what I mean? And I honestly believe that obsession beats talent every day of the week. If you're obsessed with something and you live and breathe it and exercise and hours and training, well, someone might be more skillful, but if they don't have the obsession that you have, they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Obsession beats skill, and I've said it 100 times. Man, it's been so fucking good having a little chat with you. Thank you so much for taking a bit of time out of your day to be able to educate not only me and Mike, but everyone else is going to tune into the podcast. And make sure you keep in contact. Anything you need, shout outs, promotion, repost stories, will definitely be behind you, helping you out. We cannot wait to hear what more you bring to the table.
We'll be seeing you again, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you very
man.
much.
Man,
So
big
much.
up yourself, man. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
That's the thing. That's the beauty about what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
You don't know where we are, like, until you actually open your mouth.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing, talking is understanding.
Yeah.
And we're here like.
And it all starts with the conversation. You said last Wednesday you started the conversation with your colleagues. That's all it is. Someone has to bring up the idea, and then it can turn into something.
Move forward with
Materialize
it. Unbelievable. I'm glad we came here, man.
Yeah, man.
To be honest, I'll speak honest with you, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it's the first time we've actually been to an outdoor podcast, an outdoor event.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like this before in my life, and I'm proud to be Cypriot right now, man. Listen, thank you so much.
Amazing.
And we'll definitely catch up to you soon, man. Make sure you follow this guy on Instagram. He's making some big changes. 2024 Olympics. Yeah, done now. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let the person introduce himself. Hit me up.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm Jay.
Yep.
I'm from Nicosia. Actually, no, I'm from Fini village in Limassol.
Bring it up.
But, but I live in Nicosia. I was one of the first guys that was introduced to street culture. And basically, like, when I was growing up, I watched a movie called Flashdance that came out in 1984. And there's a small scene in Flashdance where you can see members of the Rocksteady crew, same crew that Ken Swift is from.
Wow.
And they were doing a little bit of popping, a little bit of breaking. So when everybody saw that scene, they were trying to imitate the moves. So after we saw that, it was like a party in the neighborhood. Like everybody was outside my yard the next day, cardboard open, trying to do windmills, trying to do the backslide with the umbrella, the move they called moonwalk when you see Michael Jackson do.
Yeah.
But you guys had no idea about it beforehand? It was based off this movie, or were there people behind you that taught you a few things, like some teachers?
No, it was like whatever we saw on TV. So, for example, we saw Flashdance, there was dancing. Then this movie came out called Radical, with BMX bikes.
Okay.
So you know what happened the next day? Everybody
them
wants a
BMXs.
BMX bike. And then there's another movie
BMX.
called Thrashing, which was with skateboards. So then we got into skateboarding. But we never... Well, no, I never stopped dancing because I love dancing because of Michael Jackson.
Yep.
And all the other popular singers at the time, Madonna, Bros, all that stuff. So whatever I saw on TV, I was trying to imitate in the
That's
beginning.
amazing. And was that like MTV days?
No, that was even
Way
before MTV.
Way before.
That was before MTV. Actually, we used to, when we got MTV in Cyprus through LTV, Lumiere TV.
LTV and Alpha.
Yeah. Then
Shout out.
me, Mike Wildcat, and John Woo. John Woo is like the first Cypriot rapper in Cyprus, and Mike Wildcat at the same time. We were both, me and Mike Wildcat went to the same Lyceum, high school.
Okay.
So we got together. We got together with John Woo, and we created the first rap crew, first Cypriot rap crew.
What was the name of this crew?
Paomeni Esso. Locked inside, because we felt like we're trapped in Cyprus, and there's so much culture in, like, for example, the United States or the UK.
Yeah.
And we were like, we gotta be a part of that, but we can't.
So you created your own kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where you could do what you wanted to do and feel free and comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always liked being different. So by the time I was wearing baggy clothes and hats at night and like hoodies, beanies, you know, and people would make fun of it. Or if I walk into a class to take exams, everybody would look like, hey, what's going on? Who is this guy? He looks like an alien. So yeah, but I like
changed. It's changed.
I like the attention, like because as a dancer, you know, you want to show off,
Yeah.
but also be humble.
I mean, how is it from your eyes to see how Cyprus was back then and how they anticipated you and your style to what we have today?
What's going on behind us? Do you
like-
think this will be possible?
Did you
Is a bit what?
did you ever
think-
dream of that?
Yeah, do you think this could be possible?
Yeah, because I was one of the guys that started this.
He's like, yes.
Because
Respect.
from I lived in the U.S. for 5 years.
Whereabouts?
In Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
Actually,
Nice.
two of the guys from here are from Houston, Texas, and I knew I was living with the cousin of one of the guys in their crew,
Okay.
Alicoro. And he introduced me to this guy named B-Boy Colcats, and basically I started learning more of the foundation of b-boying there. So we used to do like shows in our university, and we had festivals where we introduced like a small portion of like choreography and a lot of freestyle. And after that, when I went to London, I was part of the scene. So every day in London was like a hip hop. Every night actually was like a hip hop night for us. Like every night was a different venue that played hip hop. I hooked up with the local scene, and then I created my own night with my team in Brixton in Plan B. So when
What was the name of the event?
The event was called Thursday Night Throwdown.
Thursday Night Throwdown.
That's awesome.
TNT.
Yes.
Big
Thursday.
stuff.
Your name.
Team stuff.
I took a little while there. It's the beer. So, like, what made you want to create an event?
I watched the big events like UK B-Boy Championships because we were close with the people that are organizing it, DJ Hooch, and we used to teach at a place called Break Station. It was sponsored by PlayStation.
That's brilliant.
It was sponsored by PlayStation.
Not me, the place.
Yeah.
It was sponsored by PlayStation and it was called Break Station. And this is where we used to teach classes. So whenever my locking teacher couldn't teach there, I was going to teach there. If my popping teachers couldn't teach there, I would teach there. Then I got a place in Pineapple Studios teaching locking, and also in Danceworks teaching popping in London.
Do you prefer teaching or do you prefer dancing?
I prefer dancing.
For sure, yeah.
And you're still dancing at this point?
Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
45.
Damn, man. Still dancing, still doing what you're doing since like 84 when you watched that movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was dancing even
Before
that, yeah. But again, from what we saw on TV, like
That's the
trying
thing,
to
like,
imitate
so
Michael Jackson.
in those days, it's whatever you saw on TV. I mean, nowadays, obviously, we are able to broadcast so much more information using social media, using telephones, using TV, and that it has made it easier, I think, to access this kind of stuff.
And you watch what you want to watch at any time you want.
Yeah,
Whereas
but
back then
you're
it
still
was-
watching
it was-
TV though. You're still watching a picture. It's either on your mobile or your tablet
it's
or
still
your
a moving
laptop.
picture. You're right. You got me there.
It's still a picture. So
Yeah.
you're watching. You're either watching a fairy tale or a real life thing, and you can see it like with young people today. And this is exactly why hip hop attracted young people, because it came from nothing to like creating an empire.
And it was a way to express themselves.
It wasn't
Like
just a way
youth.
to express themselves, it was a way out. Because like in the Bronx, as you must have heard before, they were headed for destruction. Like they were trying to take all the minorities out of the Bronx because they were trying to build an expressway, train expressway.
Gentrification, no? Yeah. Gentrification. So basically moving out communities from certain areas, pushing, pushing them out of the urban areas
Right.
for
Because
their own benefit or developing.
Yeah. Developing the area, making the expressway pass through, so like people could connect from Manhattan to the other areas. So so it came from actually a peace treaty between all the gangs in New York, and by doing that, by doing the peace treaty, then the DJ Kool Herc came up with the Jamaican culture and the parties, and then like everybody could like connect with each other. Like if they liked people from another neighborhood, they could hang out with them now. So because like if you liked a girl that was basically from another area than you couldn't go because
A little West Side Story thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like West Side Story, Warriors, the movie.
Warriors.
The movie.
Yeah, those were movies that would depict actually what was going on. But you know, if you weren't from there,
You wouldn't get it.
you would have thought it was just a movie.
Because the thing is, when you said that all the gangs came together and they had a peace treaty, first thing that came to mind was Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause it's like 70s
But
kind
it's
of
just,
New York.
that just shows you the power of breaking. The fact that you can get people who have this hate among them to actually get together in order to create something more
Jam.
powerful. And obviously, power is in numbers, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and all these music lovers, let's say, they will go to all these parties and get down with each other, and then that's where breaking started from as well. Like, somebody went down to the floor, you know, spun around, what they call the Zulu spin today, and that was like the beginning of breaking.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like
Out of
that.
nowhere.
And then people imitated that, and they started, you know, adding to that.
Yep.
Like, you have the foundation, now you build on it.
Yep. And then the DJs came into the mix. Grandmaster Flash came
Well,
in.
no, the
and-
DJs were there before that.
but they were playing different things. They had to play different things to accommodate to the breakers, I guess. No.
No. The breakers actually, how do you say, assimilated? How do you say it? Like they
accustomed-
connected
Yeah.
to funk, to that kind of music that they were playing before rap.
Okay.
So yeah, the DJs had their own areas, boroughs, let's say. I don't know how they call it exactly, but yeah, let's say Grandmaster Flash was playing in Mesa Guidoña and DJ Kool Herc was playing in Ayafila.
Yeah.
Imagine
for example.
Grandmaster Flash. in Metal Gear.
Grandmaster Masters.
Actually, what's close to the story, it's a series called The Get Down.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If you ever seen it?
Yeah, on Netflix. Yeah.
That's really close to the real story.
So what do you believe your impact has had on Cyprus?
Well, when I came back from England, I wanted to create exactly what we had there, here. So I started putting together some events in clubs, but they wouldn't give me the clubs on the weekends. They wanted it to be either on a Thursday or another weekday.
Because they wouldn't make money.
Yeah.
And they had their commercial stuff on the weekends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was either Sunday or a Thursday or something. So I wouldn't get many people in the club, but it was like a start.
Yeah.
And then
You gotta start from somewhere, man.
Yeah.
And then I created an event called Dance Battle Arena, first with Mike Alki as a DJ. And we brought DJ Renegade, one of the most famous battle DJs in the world right now, which was actually one of my mentors in the UK. And he's one of the guys that filled in the blanks in the stories, not just about the culture, but music as well.
So educating as he goes along.
Yeah, so the more I learned, the more I love this culture. But the deeper you go in a culture, you're also gonna find things that you don't like, but you just keep the positive. So I wanted to bring this positivity to Cyprus, and I created this event called Dance Battle Arena, which there were already breaking events happening, but I wanted the breakers to also meet with the stand-up styles.
Okay.
So this was the beginning of
Like a collaboration?
the B-boys and B-girls, meeting the other styles that existed, the stand-up styles like locking, popping, and what they call here freestyle. We also call it party rock. And basically this style is known to all the dance schools as hip-hop, but actually hip-hop is the culture. Yeah. And this is the style that came from the B-boys that wanted to dance with girls. You couldn't go up to a girl and start breaking in front of her. She'd be like, "What? Get out of here."
Fuck out of here, man.
Fuck out of here, man. I want to see you again. Scared of this shit.
Fucking cutting shapes.
So this is the moves that you can follow. So you can dance with somebody like all the other social
A more
dances.
communal style.
Yeah, exactly. And because their parties were in places where they used to do mambo or salsa or dances where you connect with women. So
Passion behind. So what are you up to right now? What are you bringing to the breaking table in this culture right now?
well, right now, basically after breaking got involved with the Olympics, we got involved with the federation that's in charge of the rules and regulations about breakers making it into the Olympics. So right now we're setting up like
a committee, or
committees, but also how to coach and how to evolve breaking. And we took recently, me and Fox, that you talked to before, we got involved with the WDSF by taking exams to be WSF breaking judges.
Yeah. Fox told us.
So we were like the first to do that in Cyprus, and hopefully we try to influence the other members of the board of the federations so that they will help the young kids today that want to follow breaking and actually making it like a steady income job.
That's what we said before, innit?
Yeah.
You got to be able to support yourself doing what you love to do, but obviously there needs to be a back in there. Do you have an input on how you judge?
Do we have
Do you have like an input on how you judge, on what you judge on?
an info?
Like
input.
Input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, is there like a scorecard like in boxing where like a headshot counts as like 10 points, body shot like counts as
how
5
many
points?
shots were landed, sort of?
Yeah.
Are you
it's-
like now creating the scorecard on how to judge?
No. That was created by DJ Renegade and B-Boy Storm from
A long
Germany.
time ago?
No, about this year.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
For the Olympics.
So the first ever scorecard actually happened this year.
It's not a scorecard, it's a fader system.
A
Like
what?
you have the faders here.
Yeah.
And basically like one fader could say like technique foundations, progression from foundation. So it's actually like one side has more or the other.
Okay.
And then under that, there's another fader. Under that, another fader. There's 3 faders that have certain criteria that you can judge with like really fast. Because you're judging by round. You're not judging like the whole battle. You're judging each round. And then like...
How long is a round?
It's about a minute at most.
Okay, so you need to be fast on that.
Yeah.
To see everything.
But as you can see, like in all the battles here, like the b-boys go for about 35 to 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So nobody is like keeping time because they know that, you know, they're going to get tired in about 1 minute. But if you see the stand-up styles, because they can dance more than a minute without getting tired, it's like everybody's like, okay, now it's time to go.
So what makes a good judge? What gives you the qualifications and the know-how and the ability to say, I'm a judge?
Basically, like, you have to experience it first. You gotta be a dancer, you know, that has been into battles, that has lived the life, that knows about the culture, knows a bit about the history of the culture. You have to get your years in the culture, actually,
and your
know,
stripes.
Yeah, and your stripes. Know your foundations. Know what you're judging on, because like if you're judging technique, for example, and you don't know the foundations, what kind of technique are you judging? Like on what move? What is your knowledge on that move? And basically, like you got technique, creativity, progression from foundations. There's a lot of different criteria that you judge on, and it's really hard to do that like in 1 minute. Like you have to
small space
judge
of time.
Everything, how clear the other guy is.
But your years of experience will be able to see that in that minute.
Yes, because you also did that, you experienced that, and you also like give you take out points for bad behavior, for example.
See, that's what we spoke about with Fox. Like, and one thing that I'm going to touch on again is the bias side of it, because in Cyprus, I feel like a lot of industries are very biased. And with the judging and, it's his mom who organized the event, so when her daughter's fighting, she's going to get the most points. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of this in Cyprus that you wouldn't really see in other cultures, in other countries, because of a much bigger scale. Like, to give an example, I got a little niece, she does like Thai boxing, she went in a fight, destroyed this little girl, took her down 100 times. She obviously won, but because it was her parents who were funding the event, her daughter won. And that will mess up someone from the very beginning, from an early age, because of money. Of course, like that will mess up someone from an early age.
It will teach your niece the lesson of, sometimes life isn't fair. It's fucked up.
For sure, but you need to have,
you
need to have a strong mentality in order to take that on the chin. Someone might not have that strong mentality, but be really talented at something that they can know they could put forth.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to touch on the subject, saying like it is so important to judge on a non-biased standpoint and to be able to actually say, even though he's my student, my man is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly how me and Fox judge. It doesn't matter if there are students. Even if there are students, it's like when he's your student, you know what he's gonna do because he's your student. You can see him.
Anticipate.
So how is this person going to impress me now? Because I already know what he's doing. So you're actually
gonna
be tougher.
It's worse for my student if I'm judging than the other person, because the other person can surprise me. I don't know them. I don't practice with them. So like if one of my students is competing, I look at every detail more than the other person actually, because I know my student.
Yeah.
So basically,
you
it's
might
my
even be
student's
expecting more from
disadvantage.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I get what you mean, because like Cyprus is a small island, everybody knows each other, and like you got the meso, you get through,
That's for damn sure, man. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but we try to keep that out of the culture, out of the hip hop culture.
And I think that is usually kept out of this kind of culture. And this is why this is the kind of sport that would be a little bit unbiased, because we do want to see a change. It is new, it is up and coming, it's something that's never been in the Olympics before. It's allowing people to express themselves in a different manner, and then again that falls down on your responsibility. And it's been actually mad talking to someone that will be eventually in that Olympic stage, man.
And you've seen it all in the last 30, 40 years in the scene,
100%.
seeing how this has grown.
Have you got an Instagram that we can shout out and we can follow? Yes, of course.
On Instagram is Jay Stamadaris, Jay Stamadaris.
Jay Stamadaris, make sure you give a like, follow, and see what this gentleman will be up to in the near future. Listen, and everything else you want to shout? Anyone else you want to shout out?
Yeah, my team was which is actually called Team.
Nice.
Easy to remember.
True Enforcers of Advanced Movement.
This guy's got the abbreviations on
follow
point,
you guys
man.
on social media.
Yeah, we created like the first hip hop collective center, which actually like got graffiti, DJing, MCing, and dancing involved when we started. But dancing was the most popular. So after the lockdown, after COVID, that was the one that
Continued, stay strong.
Yeah, that stayed strong, like the dancing. But yeah, we've been trying to also involve other people that are not from our center in Erasmus Plus programs to travel to different countries, meet with other people that are in this culture, and see how they can create progress and also like make a steady income from what they're doing and not just be a hobby.
Yeah.
Because in Cyprus, that most of us like work different jobs, daytime, and then in the afternoon teach dance.
You do something else to support what you really want to do.
Yep.
So if you can do what you really want to do and still be able to support yourself, obviously that's the dream right there. And hopefully with what you're doing and everyone else in the scene, that will be a possibility, man. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We definitely want to hear more from you after you get this stuff done. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be something very, very different that's never been done before, and we can't wait to hear from you. Make sure you follow my man on Instagram and shout out Island Project for bringing you on. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate your time, dude.
Thank you.
Mad,
Nice
mad,
to meet
mad,
you.
mad, 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 mad. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a mad one today. We've been at Break. We've been at Strawberry Jams, the one and only. It's been a fantastic event. I can't believe who I'm going to introduce to the side of me. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Sir, who the hell are you?
What's up, y'all? This
What's
is
up?
The Stretch. Elite Force is the crew. Mop Top is the foundation. Live here in Cyprus, all the way from Brooklyn, New York.
Damn, all the way from
Amazing.
Brooklyn, New York, live in Cyprus. That gives me the chills. I can't believe you're sitting here with us today.
Yes, sir.
So, like, just take a little look behind us and see actually what's going on. What does that do to your emotions? Like, how does that make you feel bringing in a different country and bringing in a vibe that your culture, your country started?
It makes me feel great simply because, as I tell people, this is the opposite of politics. Politics separates. Politics says everything has to be ticked in a box.
Yeah.
This is in a cipher where everything is acceptable and everybody comes together. And when the beat drops, we are all one. So that's
Unified.
what this is about for me. This brings us all together, and nobody cares about the politics.
Damn.
Love it.
That's the first actual real answer that we've ever had, man. Like, no one even mentioned politics because in your mind you see things in a different manner. Like, you see things from a different perspective because of what you've grown up and how you've experienced your culture and what you've brought to the table.
Yes, sir.
So this is a place where everyone can feel unified, like you said, be one, without no bullshit, no drama. Doesn't matter where you're from, your neighborhood, your country, you unite as one in this environment.
Yeah.
You
You just
represent
express yourself
together
here.
when the beat drops. It's about everyone. It's not about one individual. It's not about one ethnicity. It's not about one country or one person's history. It's about the music. It's about the dance. It's about the sharing.
The raw emotion, right?
Yeah, and all of it, all of that other shit doesn't mean anything. What means something is we're here now,
Enjoying
sharing
the
this
moment,
together,
sharing the
in
moment.
this moment, building each other up, not tearing each other down.
So the way I feel is like you guys actually put the scaffold in and everyone else is just building on top of that. So you put down the foundation to allow people like Chris and Dimitri and everyone involved in this event to actually grow and expand on what you appreciate and what you love. So how did you even get into this?
Oh man,
A little birdie told me that you once choreographed for Michael Jackson.
yes,
if I
sir.
stand correctly.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what?
30 years ago this year.
That's absolute madness.
Wait, what?
Did a music video with Michael Jackson called "Remember the Time."
Do you remember the time
Yes, sir.
when we fell in love?
Are you? I can't. What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So
just.
what happened?
wait. How
We grew up on Michael Jackson. I was teaching myself to moonwalk.
Wait,
You know,
I'm
my
a little bit
parents-
thrown back right now
This is
because
mad.
holy shit! All right, talk to us how you got into breaking, and then talk to us about that.
Well, I mean, growing up, I grew up in a musical household. My father's from the Caribbean, from Panama, by the way of Jamaica. My mother's from the South, so I grew up with soul and funk and
Motown.
salsa and all kinds of music growing up. And what got me into breaking and dancing in general was I watched the Electric Boogaloos on a show called Soul Train. I grew up watching that show, wanting to dance down the Soul Train line. And then I got to see a movie called Style Wars. And
Style Wars, yeah?
Yeah. And then, of course, I got to see Flashdance and then, Wild Style. And, the essence of what I saw on the screen were people that look like me from where I'm from, and they're doing the things that we do in the hood, but they're on the screen. And they're sharing that with the world. So that was my inspiration. Like, I could do that, I could do that. I could do that as well, if not better, than the people that are on that screen. And I have a story to tell also. So that was the inspiration.
Do you feel like you're telling a story when you're dancing? You feel like people are telling their story when they're dancing?
I think that's what you're supposed to do. It's, what you're doing is non-verbal communication. So you're telling your story through the emphasis of the music, and your movement, and what you want to say comes out in what you're doing.
In a non-verbal form, right?
Yes, how you're expressing through the music, and people understand that,
That's the most important thing, right? Bringing out a message without bringing out words.
Yeah.
And nothing else matters except how you're expressing yourself in that current moment. And that's what you said, it's about being in the current moment that we are right now.
Yeah, you're capturing a moment. You're feeling what someone else is feeling. And that feeling stays with you even after that person is gone. Because that feeling is tied to the moment and the music.
Yeah.
So whenever that music comes on, it's going to bring back that moment and that feeling, and you're going to feel that same feeling and think of that person. So it never leaves you because the music never leaves you.
So I love that.
I mean, one thing I love that what you said earlier on today is that when the event started, you said, today we're going to dance, we're going to battle, but we're going to dance together. So you brought the battle into the event, obviously, but we're not here to take people down, not to tear people down. We're here to dance together. We're competing, but we're together.
Exactly. It's just it's not about, first and foremost, people come to the battles and they think, oh, I gotta win, I gotta do this. No, you gotta have a good time.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good time, then if you win, it doesn't matter. If you lost, it doesn't matter because you didn't have a good time at all. So if you have a good time, then if you win, you're great. If you lost, you're still great because you had a good time and you shared. You expressed yourself. You left everything in the moment, and people, will embrace that and take that, and you take some of them back with you. That's the important part. Winning or losing, who cares? Nobody's going to remember next year anyway.
No doubt.
As long as you had fun.
Yeah.
Like, what I want to touch on is, like you said, like, that's a core memory that you're creating. Like, whether it's the music, wherever you hear it, it's going to take you back to the first time you ever heard it.
Yep.
Like, whenever I hear, like, Wham, for example, my dad used to play Eka Mouse. You know what I mean? Back on the vinyls. Whenever I hear that,
your mum driving you to school.
100%.
Yeah.
That song, no matter how many times I hear it, it will take me back to the first moment I've heard it. So that's the kind of vibe that it brings you. It brings you back to a core memory, a time where things were a bit more simple and you're just in that present moment, right?
Yeah. I mean, the beauty of it is we make things more complicated. Life is pretty simple. You have to wake up and be you every day.
Yeah.
For some people, it's a difficult thing, though, right?
Yeah, well, because they make it more complicated because they don't know who they actually are.
Yep.
And I think to find oneself, it's a journey in itself as well.
Well, it's a continuous journey because who you are yesterday is not who you are today.
And you're continuously finding yourself.
And who you are tomorrow is something else. But you have to love the person you were yesterday, love who you are in the moment, and look forward to who you're going to be.
Yeah. That's what they say, like, yesterday is a mystery, you know what I mean? Tomorrow is a mystery as well. Right. But yesterday was the past, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Exactly.
I heard that from Kung Fu Panda. Big up Kung Fu Panda, but it's true. I mean, things like that stay with you. And then like, for me, I'm a very proud Cypriot right now to be able to sit with someone who comes from across the globe. But I mean, it's like what
To be
made you?
present.
Yeah, what made you want to be present here right now?
You know, first and foremost, I got to shout out Christoforos. She lived in New York and was taking my class for years, and then she came back home, and she always telling me like, I want you to come to Cyprus. I want the people to learn from you and to experience the energy that you share. So I told her, you know, whenever I'm down, and we were supposed to do it 2 years ago, but you know, COVID said, sit your ass down, you know.
Take a couple of years off.
Yeah, you know.
It gave everyone a break.
Yeah, so, but she asked me again, and I was like, yeah, I would love to come in. It's been a beautiful experience thus far.
We've never had anything like this in Cyprus. To be quite frankly, like we've never experienced such an event and such a turnout.
Yeah, we've had get downs and that, but today has been something different. You know?
And you got to shout out Chris and of course Dimitri D Prank for actually getting this stuff together, organizing it. It just shows how much love there is out there,
the passion they have
and
for
the
this.
passion to give. You know what I mean?
Shout out to D Prank, to Christoforos, and also to Break Free Worldwide, who helped put this all together. You know, it's a beautiful thing when people come together and, you know, share their love for each other through music.
There's powers in numbers, man, and like you said before, like music brings people together. More the merrier, and then as a unit we'll be able to like excel and kind of move forward, because even in a small island in the Mediterranean, we're experiencing a culture that's lived for years and started somewhere fucking miles away, man.
Yeah, man.
And we're living it today. And that's because of people like you. You know what I mean? Who want to take the extra step, that want to go the extra mile, that will travel to another country to experience culture and give us a bit of insight as well on where you guys originated from. You know what I mean?
I mean, the beauty of it is our culture, all culture is through people, and all cultures are interconnected because all people are interconnected. And the beauty of this is it brings us back to that. You know, we're indoctrinated daily to think that we're so different, and it's times like this that you realize we're not that different. We have a lot more in common than we have, you know, in difference. So I think that's the beautiful thing. When I go and I get to share culture, when I go back home, I get to share, you know,
what you
my family
experienced.
and friends. Like, this is how they rock in Cyprus. Like, yo, they was rocking like this, like we rock, but they was rocking hard. Like, you know? I think that's a dope thing because it makes you appreciate what you have and where you're from, and then you appreciate everyone else. And again, it makes a connection.
I mean, going, obviously you travel to many different countries. Do you see it differently in each nation that you go to? That the way they dance, do they bring their own culture into what you guys were doing back home?
For the most part, yes. I mean,
like in Cyprus, is it different to example what they do in Spain maybe, or in the UK?
The thing is, each place has their own perspective. Even if we're doing the same things, we're not going to do them the same way because there's a different background, there's a different perspective to it. And I think that's the most interesting part, to see how this culture affects people from somewhere else and they make it their own. And that's the beauty of it. Like I said, I get to go home and say, yo, in Cyprus, they was going in. And, you know, they were battling like this, and they rock to the music like this. That makes the people think, well, damn, like if they was rocking like that, we need to rock like this.
So you'll be growing from other cultures and bringing it back to yours, even though it originally started there, because that's what you're bringing different to the table, right? That's why you wanted to expand in order to get motivation and see something different happening on the other side of the planet, per se.
It's always something to learn, even if you know it already. There's another layer that you don't know, and you're not going to get that looking at the same perspective over and over. So that's the beauty of it. When I see other places and how they bring it to me, you know, how they represent the culture, it makes me feel better, and I learn something that I can apply, you know, back in the culture. Even though I'm a part of it and I grew up with it, there's still something for me to learn.
After so many years, there's more input that you can add to it, right?
Yeah.
So that must be a good feeling in itself, right?
Very
You're
much
bringing
so.
something back from where it didn't originate into somewhere where the culture is so lively and a lot more popular than what you would find here, for example.
Right. I mean, does it shock you sometimes when you go to some countries and they have maybe more talent than what you expected, or they show you something even more than what you expected?
All the time. The beauty of it is to see the youth and the creativity that they bring. Like, you think, well, damn, how did they think of that? Like, damn, I'd have never thought of that.
But they've seen life differently to what you
exactly.
have.
So it's a learning moment, because you're seeing their perspective and their creativity, and it inspires you.
Like you said before, they're living it through their dance. So you're experiencing what they've been through the act of movement and music combined.
Exactly. And again, the inspiration comes because you're seeing something that you didn't think of, you didn't know was possible, and now you do know it's possible, and it's possible to take that and reapply it to what you're doing, to take that home and make your
and put your
people
own
grow.
twist on it as well, though, right?
And then get it back into the culture and see how that twist affects other places.
Like
That's
a domino
the beauty of it.
effect, right?
Yep.
Everything
And you
leads to
see it,
something
everything
else.
grows.
Fantastic.
Love
I've
it.
been itching to ask him about
MJ's playing in the background, so I think it's time for that question.
Of course, man. Just from his smile, I'm getting this crazy vibe. Man, talk to me about MJ, man. Talk to me about the king of pop, man.
Man, listen, man.
You met him?
Yeah, man. I got to work with him for an entire month, and I can, I'm one of the only people besides my partner in crime who got me this, who put me in that video and got me to work with Michael Jackson. Shout out to Fatima Robinson. But we are the only people to teach Michael Jackson hip hop in his music video.
Wait a minute. One minute. So.
No.
I mean, how can you
take
teach
it back?
How,
now rewind that
I
shit.
mean, obviously, you how can you choreograph for Michael Jackson? Sorry, wouldn't he create the moves for you guys?
Nope.
How
Not
did
at
it
all.
work? How did
Straight
it work?
up, no.
And how did you feel choreographing for MJ, man?
I was bugging the fuck out. Seriously. The thing about it is, I tell people this all the time. When we got in the room and we're making stuff up, my first time meeting him, he's been watching us practice in the corner for about 30 minutes or so. So when I meet him, he says hello, and he starts asking me 1,000 questions about the dance, about how we dress, about how you create the movement. What does it feel like? Do you practice like that all the time? Do you need the mirror? Do you not need the mirror? What's
Just bombarding you with questions.
Interrogation, and I'm standing there like dumbfounded, because in my mind I'm like,
that's MJ.
I'm like, Michael fucking Jackson is interrogating me. Like, why is he asking me all of this shit? Like, I'm a kid from Brooklyn. You're Mike. I should be asking you questions. Like, bruh, like, what are you asking me?
But like you said, there's always room to grow.
Yeah,
You're always
man,
getting information and talent and experience from someone else.
At that point, again, I tell people this also. Like you said, you were practicing the moonwalk. I watched Michael from when he was in the Jackson 5, bro. So way before the moonwalk, I was a Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
I watched him dance, spin, get caught up in the mics, spin into the mic and spin out of it. And man, I watched his cartoon, his TV specials. So to be in the same room,
breathing the same air.
Exactly, like, we don't have to do anything. I didn't have to dance or anything. Just I'm in the room with Michael Jackson was enough.
You see his movement. You see he's coming alive, man.
And then for him to compliment me on my dance and want to ask me questions.
That's the pinnacle.
It's like dumbfounded. I'm like, are you serious? Bro, like, why are you talking to me? Like, stop asking me questions. Like, I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. And again, Fatima had to snap me out of it. Like, he's talking to you, and I'm like, duh, I know he's talking. I don't know what to say. Like, damn. It was a crazy moment, but it was extra special because it showed me his commitment to excellence. Why he's Michael Jackson. Why he's the
learned
king
from
of
all
pop.
his peers.
Yes, and he puts in the work. It's not about, I'm Mike, I need to do a little something. But no, he came to work. He came to work every day. At every rehearsal, he was going in, and he had questions, and he wanted to know that. He wanted to learn literally everything that we did.
No matter how talented he was, there was nothing that he could.
He was just like, show me that, show me that, show me that. And I'm like, bruh, like, what do you want me to show? You're Michael Jackson.
You told me that.
Exactly. Like, all of this is inspired by you and your man, James Brown. Like, bruh, I don't got nothing else. Like, what right now, if you levitate, I'm just gonna bow down, like, 'cause that's where my expectation is. Like, it was just incredible, like, and he's so calm and laid back, like, But the crazy part is when we're shooting the video, they're changing the cameras, and he's just standing, and he's like really quiet and not saying anything, and he's They're waiting for the camera.
Like taking it all in, yeah.
And then suddenly he just explodes. He starts dancing and then he stops. And even the cameraman who's rechanging the camera, he looks like and he looks around like, did y'all just see that shit? And we're all like, oh. And so the next take of that video was the best take of the entire video shoot because everybody saw him. He literally was standing completely still, and then for like, I'll say about 10, 15 seconds, he just went off, and then he froze one more time, right back into the camera. Like he turned it on and then turned it off.
He's got that switch, right?
And we were like, what the fuck? Did you see? Like everybody's like, did you see it at the camera? John Singleton is like, oh shit. Okay, let's go. Let's get this next take. It was the best take of the video.
I'm living it through you.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually feeling every fucking word that's coming out your mouth.
It was a crazy experience to work
and
with
that
him.
has lived on and will live on for generations and years and years. Stiff that you're going to say your kids, your family, your grandkids. You have been part of one of the biggest pop idols, if I may say the biggest pop idol in the world. And that we'll ever see, man.
Absolutely, man. I tell people this. He at one point, he was the second most famous person after Jesus. Like you could show Michael's picture anywhere on earth and everyone knows
MJ.
it. Like that's Mike. There's very few people that can say that. Like there's the other MJ, Michael Jordan, there's Muhammad Ali, and then there's Michael Jackson, and then there's Jesus Christ.
That's the quadruple of the M's.
Preach.
Serious. Like I was bugging like, damn, like I could go anywhere and everybody knows this guy.
But that's the power of music and dance that it has reached every corner of the globe.
Yeah, man.
Every corner of the globe knows who Michael Jackson is.
Even if you don't speak English, you understand what's going on.
And maybe beyond, because in Men in Black, he was talking to aliens.
Shit, he wasn't Men in Black.
I totally forgot about that.
For sure, man. That's a true lover right there, man.
Yeah, man.
So all this information that you've gathered in your experiences has obviously made you into a different person because you're taking things from every single experience that you've ever had, right? And you're putting that into your own kind of vibe. Are you sharing that with the world? How can we reach out to you? Like, what's your Instagram, bro?
My Instagram is Buddha Stretch.
Buddha Stretch. Make sure you follow Buddha Stretch.
Our website is www.eliteforcecrew.com. Shout out to my crew, Link, Loose Joint, Ejo, Brooklyn Terry. Shout out to my whole collective, Mob Top, Elite Force, Dance Fusion, The Misfits, Versa Style, Soul Sector, worldwide. We just try to represent. And as you said, every experience is you're supposed to build on it. You're supposed to be better than yesterday. Learning never stops. Shout out to my man Gemini in the building. Be safe, brother. See you tomorrow.
You will.
Hopefully, man.
For sure.
Be safe.
So, but even that love, man, just that's just a prime example of before you leave, you gotta give your respects.
Oh man, please! I always gotta show love to people that show love to me, man. That's what this is about. That's the beauty of it.
You keep growing, like every individual has an aspect to play. Yeah. I mean, a stranger might say a sentence to you, and that will stick with you because it has an effect on the way you think and the way you view things. I believe so as well.
Well, you got to realize that every moment's a learning moment, and a stranger might see something that somebody has never seen, and they might lay some enlightenment on you, and that shit can change your life.
They might see something in you that you didn't even know yourself.
Exactly. Or they could see or feel, touch, taste, or smell something that you're oblivious to, and they put you onto it, and then once they turn you onto that, your whole mind is changed, your whole life has changed, because now you're seeing, you're feeling things differently.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't believe it, man. Like again, this is why these events are so important, not only in Cyprus but everywhere, because you get to meet extraordinary people that you wouldn't do on a regular basis, man. Just coming down, having a conversation with someone can lead to more inspiration, aspiration, motivation, in order to make that next step. And like you said, every day is a learning curve. You've got more to give to the table. There's always more to give. Of course, you have to be happy with where you are and your progression, but knowing that there's always that extra step that you can take, and that door would open up to more doors and so forth.
Well, that's the thing. You have to always be aware that as you learn, you're growing, and as you grow, you become stronger. And every day gives you a chance. Every day that you wake up gives you a chance to grow and to learn. And I think this pandemic has shown people just how
valuable life is.
How exactly like
and how short life is as well, man. From one day to the next, it will change.
Yeah, nothing is promised, and being separated from each other made people realize how much we
need each other.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because even if you don't like somebody, you need that somebody to not like.
We're a communal species, man.
Haters gotta hate.
Exactly. You need. Everything is interconnected. Just like we need the trees to give us oxygen, and the ocean to give us oxygen, and we give it carbon dioxide. It's a sharing.
It's a circle, man. A circle of life.
Yeah.
Everything interconnects. Even with people that we don't really appreciate, they still have their part to play. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, like I can't believe like we're having a conversation with you, man. It's something that we don't do every day, and I think these changes and going the extra mile and doing the non-norm is what really is going to help people expand. Yeah. But now, like, not only mentality-wise, is showing them that there's so much out there, man. I do believe that we get very secluded. We like our comfortability zone. We like our bubble.
And I think, routine.
Yeah, we are quite scared to take a step outside of that comfort zone. But imagine like so many people dancing in front of people that they've never seen before, and to be able to have that confidence, that's what dance gives you. Because in that current moment, you're breaking, you're feeling free, you're like in that zone, right?
The thing about it is, it's you and the music. None of these people matter. So what you're doing is you're bringing these people through the music into your world, and then the exact opposite happens also. When you're expressing the music to them, they're bringing you into their world, and it brings awareness of who we are and what we do. It starts the conversation. When you see someone dance, you're seeing a visual representation of how the music feels. And I think people are really starting to understand that now. Before we took it for granted, like, oh, they're doing, some nice stuff, but now you really start to understand and feel what they're doing because you're understanding and feeling the music by watching what they're doing.
So, I mean, the dancers tonight, in that moment when they're dancing, they don't think of anything around them. They're just connected with the music, and however you want to interpret their moves, that's up to you.
Well, the thing is, I'm not interpreting their moves. What I'm doing is I'm judging them based on what they're doing, how they're doing it, where they're doing it, why they're doing it, and what they're doing. And it's basically it's basically 6 points, and who wins 4 out of those 6 wins the battle.
I mean, we're not breakdancers, but like tonight you're watching these guys dance.
Right.
Is it based on someone doing some crazy head spin, or is it also on how they're feeling that the music in that moment and the soul that they're giving into? They may not do something so impressive visually, but you know that they're feeling it all throughout.
The thing about it is, it's not about what they're doing visually. Some things are impressive, but they're not representative of the music.
Okay.
Everything stems from the music. So if they're dancing, they're supposed to apply what they're doing to bring the music from you hearing it to you seeing it. It's it goes from sound to 4-dimensional representation, and that's the thing. The moves can be flashy as hell, but if they're not representative of the music, who cares?
Yeah, that has cleared it up so much for me, because as from an outside perspective, if I see someone doing like a handstand or an elbow stand or a head spin, yeah, visually it looks cool. But like you've just explained to me that if it's not in the moment and it's not in sync of the beat and it doesn't represent what you're listening to, then it's just a pointless move, right?
So it's definitely pointless because it's a circus move. You can see that in the circus then.
So like if the music was muted, you would know what sort of beat this person is dancing to.
Yes, because everything is in rhythm.
Yeah.
Everything is in motion, has a timing to it. So that's what that's the point of the music. If there's no music, there's no dance.
Okay.
If you turn the music off, no one should be moving.
So one more thing that I want to get in touch with is what is your view on breaking entering the Olympics?
At first, for me, I was against it because I thought of it as, how can you represent the culture of it and not just the movement of it?
Because it's country from country, right?
Well, it's not even that. It's a dance. It's cultural. It's tied to a culture. So when you're representing it as sport, are you going to keep the cultural part of it?
Or is it just the competition?
Yeah, is it, what's the difference? If it's just for sport, then you don't need the music. It's just acrobatics. So the cultural component needs to be represented. And that has to be just as important as the movement itself, as the athleticism of it. The cultural point has to be represented also. And
so isn't that down to the judges though, right?
It's down to the judges and the judging system. And I know the people who, made the judging system, and so I'm confident that the cultural part will stay. That part will be judged as well, and it won't be just, who does the most acrobatic, flashy movement. It'll still be culturally relevant in what they're doing, and I think when it gets represented in the Olympics, that will come. I'm praying that will come across because, again, it's a cultural component to it that cannot be taken away from it. It's not just acrobatics. It's dance, it's music, and it's the combination of those two.
That's the thing, so obviously the DJ has a massive role to play, right? So are you then judging the DJ, or is the DJ just controlling the vibe? It gets complicated, right? Because like you said,
was riding the wave. He was riding with the dancers. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not just based on, like you said, acrobatics. So it's the whole vibe together. So how can you put that into one system?
They have to have, the thing about it is you have to have, the DJs have to be a part and parcel of the culture because they're going to set the tone for what this is going to be judged on.
And also set the pave for the next generation and the next Olympics. Exactly. You got to be the first one. It's all eyes on me, right?
Yep.
But that's where you're going to set and pave the way for the next Olympics to take that torch and continue it in a non-biased way, but also representing what you guys have worked so hard for in order to bring into the limelight.
And also to not just set the tone, but set the tone so that it could be built upon and be better.
And grow.
Yeah, so that the next Olympics,
the future generations improve
maybe we'll get to that levitation that I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable, man. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Honestly.
Just having a half an hour chat with you. I feel like we've been talking for 5 minutes, man. It's been half an hour.
It's been an honor, man, honestly.
But to be able to have someone of your expertise and your knowledge and giving that to Island Project, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. And we're humbled for you to be here. We appreciate you taking your time out and being far away from home in order to express your love for what we do on a regular basis, man.
Well, thank you for having me. And, I'm enjoying the moment. It's a beautiful thing here in Cyprus. And, I'm thankful.
Cyprus is a beautiful place, man.
We've got the sun, sea, health.
Fantastic, man.
Food.
Yeah, food,
unbelievable.
Good food, good music.
I want to say thank you so much once again, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. I can't believe that legend has been on the podcast right now.
Thank you.
Big love and respect. Man's met MJ and nothing else to say, ladies and gentlemen.
Much love.
It's been Island Project and we are...